Maharata frequency running in it as an Akasha-shaped bubble. It opened up here, and what it does is it opens this. That's the Iyumbi center down here. This little flame pops up, a little standing waveform in the Iyumbi center, and it opens a chord up here that allows for the beginning of you to project up into here. You can't take your whole body up yet, but you can begin the process of projecting into the D3 and D4 planes. Astral projection begins to get into this, but you need to actually go higher. When we get into higher in frequency than just activating the Iyumbi, you need to activate both cords, I believe, the Azure cord as well, to get the whole imprint of your physical body to go with you into density 2. But there's a whole series of information. There's like written text and those kind of things that goes with this, and it's in the Dance 4 programs, that explains a lot of this. It explains how these things work. It explains where your astral body is, where your perceptual field needs to be in order to, and what activation that means in order to see what dimensional level as solid, etc. So there's a lot more information on this. But I wanted the new people particularly to see what it is we're aiming for, and the fact that you have a biofield that can do this under the right circumstances, and it's a natural part of your biofield. So we go from the density 1 activation. The next one would be, where are we? This one. We had the silver sanctum down below, the first level of radio body, flame body activation. This would be when you activate the Azure and the Iyumbi and begin the start activation of the Rajna point that's in the head. You get these two cords of energy open. This is where you can begin to project a natural astral projection. You can project into the D4 field, and the D4 field is the atomic and etheric field of density 2, just like our D1 field is that in density 1. So this begins the process of being able to become transharmonic, where your body can go transharmonic. And transharmonic means you have the ability to shift, your atoms have the ability to shift, and your electrons and all those things, the axis of their spin, from the density 1 spin axis to the density 2 spin axis. And this process, there are progressively more centers that activate and open chords between the next level up, all the way up the scale, and progressively the flame body grows. It expands and gets bigger. The Eros field expands and gets bigger. This one is now a D6 level, has D4, 5, and 6 flame body activation. This is called the Amareya flame body, the outside of it, around it. And it contains the Manu, Mane, and Ire fields, where what used to be trions and mejons and rejons go to their full expression as Mane, Ire, and Manu. So the rayons would become the Manu frequency, the mejons would become the Ire frequency, and the trions would become the Mane frequency of the eternal flame body, and the D12 Christos frequency would be the center around it. And you still have your Huva bodies inside, but your Huva bodies at this point would expand. Your D1, 2, and 3 ones would literally expand, and the boundaries between 4, 5, and 6 would dissolve. So your D1 and your D4 would become one, your D2 and your D5 would become one, and your D3 and your D6 would become one. So you still have a physical, emotional, and mental body, but it would be 6-dimensional instead of 3-dimensional. That's the density 2. That's when you have your full D1, 2, 3, and D4, 5, 6 level of flame body activated. There's, again, the one level, another level that expands it even bigger between density 2 and density 3, another one bigger between density 3 and density 4, then density 4, density 5, density 6, etc. So once you get the full expansion into the density 6, it means you would go into Akasha Merkaba, which means you would be capable of going through the gates into the Eka. You could go to inner earth.